Osvaldo Ramírez Videlas, an instructor of Mexican Baile Folkórico, shares his 25-year journey with the State Hornet, from being a beginner dancer to now artistic director at Baile Folkórico Nube de Oro.
I never actually thought that I was going to be teaching at the college level. I began actually dancing Folklórico here in Sacramento when I was 17. I was still at the community college, Sacramento City College. And a friend of mine said, hey, there's a group at Sac State, you want to come and join? They do Mexican Folklórico. And I'm like, well, let's go check it out. I started here at Sac State when I wasn't even a student. So I began with Raíces de mi Tierra, and I lasted with that company for 10 years. And I went from being a beginner, like not knowing much, nothing at all, to becoming an instructor for beginner and then advanced, and then eventually artistic director. Throughout those 10 years, I got to go to conferences in Mexico and here in the US, and was able to learn more repertoire, more about the history. From there, I moved into another dance company that I founded myself, Grupo Folklórico Los Salteños, along with another colleague of mine, Manuel Perez. And we lasted with that company about 8 years. And so in 2019, we closed. But right before the pandemic started, towards the end of 2019, another company called me, Baile Folkórico Nube de Oro, which is a company that I now direct. So it's been a minute, like being part of these nonprofit dance organizations in the community.
Sacramento State has been a Hispanic Serving Institution since 2015, with 38% of students currently enrolled identifying as Hispanic or Latinx. Ramírez gives insight into why students gravitate to Folklórico.
Part of the Latinx cultures in many of our countries of origin, dance and music are a component of education. So when people leave their home countries, arrive to the US, they kind of miss that. And so Sac State has been really lucky to have had at least 2 dance companies here on campus. The first one was Raíces de mi Tierra, and then the second one, Baile Folkórico de Sacramento State. And so because of that, there already has been like a strong footprint in regarding to Mexican folk dancing here on campus.
Folklórico classes were originally held in Yosemite Hall, but have moved to Shasta Hall. Ramírez expresses the struggles of finding proper resources and space for Folklórico programs.
I think right now the biggest challenge, we are an HSA campus, Hispanic Serving Institute, so we have 38% of Latinx students on campus. So the interest for dance, for music, it's growing more and more each year, but we do not have enough dance spaces to provide those classes, to provide a venue for those students to take, to learn more about their cultures. And so it becomes a little bit challenging finding ways and times and even days during the weekend to kind of use the spaces accordingly so that everybody gets the opportunity. But for dance clubs on campus, we do not have that many spaces. And the one thing for what I teach, which is Mexican Folklórico, is that we have specific types of shoes that require to do sounds and tapping on the ground. And so that becomes a challenge because we do kind of scratch and scaff some of these floors. And so it requires the sound music, have mirrors, all of those things. And we only have 2 spaces on campus that provide that, that space, but it will be great if there could be humongous rooms, so that way all of these performing folks can have the space and the time to rehearse and do what they do.